What if I told you that thousands of families are quietly reuniting in Italy every year, while most people still believe it is too complicated, or too slow, to bring their loved ones? And here's the surprising truth. Most applications don't fail because of strict rules. They fail because people misunderstand the process from the very beginning. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael is a 34-year-old software engineer from New Jersey. He moved to Milan for work 2 years ago. He had a stable job, a valid residence permit, and a good salary. But there was one thing missing. His wife and young daughter were still back in the United States. Every video call ended the same way. "Dad, when are we coming to you?" And that question hurt him every time. So Michael decided to apply for Italy's dependent visa and family reunification process. At first he thought it would be simple. Submit documents. Wait. Get approval. But what he discovered was very different. Because Italy's family reunification system is not just paperwork. It's a structured legal process with emotional, financial, and administrative layers that must align perfectly. And today, I'm going to walk you through the complete Italy dependent visa and family reunification process for 2026. Step by step. In simple terms. With real-world examples. So by the end of this video, you won't just understand the process. You'll understand how families actually succeed in bringing their loved ones to Italy. Now let's begin with the foundation. What is the Italy dependent visa? In simple terms, it allows legally residing foreign nationals in Italy to bring close family members to live with them. This includes spouses, minor children, and in some cases dependent parents. But here's where most people get confused. Italy does not treat this as a simple visa application. It is a legal reunification process tied to your residence permit status. And that distinction matters more than most people realize. Michael didn't know this at first. He thought his work permit alone was enough. But Italy requires something more. Stability. Income proof. Housing approval. And official authorization before the visa stage even begins. Now let's break this into steps. Step 1 is eligibility. To sponsor your family in Italy, you must have a valid residence permit, typically for work, self-employment, or long-term stay. You must also demonstrate stable income that meets the minimum threshold set by Italian immigration authorities. And here's the surprising truth. Most rejections happen right here. Not because people are unqualified, but because they underestimate financial requirements. Michael almost made this mistake. He assumed his salary was enough. But Italy evaluates income carefully. It must be consistent, documented, and sufficient for family support. Now let's talk about housing. This is another critical requirement. You must show that you have adequate housing space for your family. Not just a rental contract, but a certified housing suitability certificate. Michael initially thought his apartment in Milan was enough, but Italy required official verification. So he had to request inspections and documentation from local authorities. And this is where delays often happen. Now let's move to the second step. The nulla osta DAO. This is one of the most important documents in the entire process. It is basically an official authorization for family reunification, issued by Italian immigration authorities. Without it, the visa process cannot proceed. Michael didn't understand this at first. He thought he could apply directly for visas at the embassy. But the nulla osta must come first. And it is issued in Italy before your family applies abroad. Now here's where timing becomes critical. Because this step can take weeks or even months depending on your case. And patience becomes essential. Now let's talk about documents. For family reunification, you typically need valid residence permit, passport copies of family members, marriage certificate, birth certificates for children, income proof, tax records, employment contract, darangli, housing certificate, and application forms. Now here's the insight most people miss. Every document must be translated and legalized. And in many cases, apostilled. Michael had to redo several documents because they were missing proper certification. And that caused delays he didn't expect. Now let's talk about the emotional side. Because this process is not just administrative. It is deeply personal. Michael's wife Maria was anxious. His daughter Sophia was confused. They didn't understand why everything was taking so long. And this is where emotional pressure builds. But here's the truth. Most delays are procedural, not personal. Now let's move to the embassy stage. Once the nulla osta is approved, family members apply for a visa at the Italian embassy in their home country. They submit documents. Attend interviews if required. And wait for approval. Maria went through this stage in New York. And here's where preparation matters. Because embassy officers often ask simple, but important questions. Why are you moving to Italy? How long do you plan to stay? How will you support yourself? And inconsistent answers can raise concerns. So preparation is key. Now let's talk about processing time. Family reunification can take several months from start to finish. Sometimes longer depending on documentation. And this is where most families struggle emotionally. Waiting. Uncertainty. Distance. But here's the surprising truth. Most approvals do happen when documentation is complete. Now let's talk about arrival in Italy. Once the visa is approved, your family can travel to Italy. But the process is not finished yet. They must apply for a residence permit within 8 days of arrival. This step is mandatory. Michael's wife and daughter completed this immediately after landing in Milan. Now let's talk about integration. Because reunification is not just about arriving. It's about settling, finding schools for children, adjusting to language barriers, understanding healthcare systems, and building daily life. Sophia started school in Milan. At first, she struggled with Italian. But within months, she adapted. And this is where transformation begins. Now let's talk about common mistakes. Incomplete income proof. Missing translations. Incorrect housing documentation. Delays in nulla osta applications. And poor communication with embassies. Most failures happen due to avoidable errors. Now let's bring everything together. The Italy-dependent visa and family reunification process in 2026 is structured but achievable. You needed eligibility through resident status, financial stability, approved housing, a nulla osta authorization, proper documentation, and embassy visa approval. Simple steps. But each step matters. And missing one detail can delay everything. Now here's the deeper truth. This process is not just about paperwork. It is about reunification. About families rebuilding life together. About closing distance that feels impossible. Michael experienced that moment when his wife and daughter finally arrived in Milan. He met them at the airport. And for the first time in years, they were together again in the same country. Not through a screen, but in real life. And here's the thing. Michael is not special. He simply followed the process correctly. So now the question is, will you take the same steps for your family? If this guide helped you understand how Italy's family reunification system really works, make sure you subscribe for more detailed immigration and visa guides. Because your family reunion in Europe might be closer than you think. And what you do next could change everything.